Happy morning Monday. Hope you're keeping well. This is Nicola McKenna. I'm in Dublin, Ireland, and we do morning pages, and we do it for 10 minutes. Okay, so we do it for 10 minutes in order to build a habit and to shed the shame. Shedding the shame is about noticing the recommendations and the advice and the critic that sits on your shoulder. And you say, I see you, critic. I see you. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to keep me well and happy. But all you're doing is hurting me. All you're doing is keeping me in this place because I'm so terrified of moving. I'm so ashamed and unavailable emotionally. I can't possibly move. So that's where we are with the shoulds and the shames, so we shake that off, easier said than done. So we use our morning pages in order to do that. Hi Amanda Keeney, great to see you. Hiya, hope you had a great weekend. So I'm not a great one for the artist dates, as I often tell you, okay, but I was in the shopping centre because I had to bring some tweens along. And sometimes when I go into the bookshop, I feel very, thanks Mandakini, good to see you. Sometimes I feel inadequate. So I go into my local bookshop and I feel inadequate. Hi, good morning. Good morning, Eva. How are you? Great to have you. When I go into the bookshop, that also sells stationery. It's called Eason. It's in Dublin and all over Ireland. And I look around at the books and I go, you say you're a writer, but you're not doing it. You're not doing the writing. And why aren't you doing the writing? And this kind of gets into my head, really, gets in under my skin when I go into that shop. And yesterday it happened as well. I went in and I thought, oh, it's Christmas now, coming up to Christmas, and you don't have any kind of manuscript ready to go, and you keep falling at the last hurdle, and you keep not submitting your work to a publisher. How's anything ever gonna? And this voice keeps going on in my ear. It's sitting on my shoulder, and it's driving me absolutely bonkers. Okay, and I'm hurting. So I'm in the shop, and I'm hurting quite a bit, and the excitement of Christmas is there, and the glow of buying stuff and treating other people, and all of the cards and greeting cards and stuff, and they're all there. And I think, well, surely I can go and look at the paper. Surely that'll make me feel better. Paper, stationery, pens, things like that, So anyway, I went over to their place where they have their journals, right? So I'll do a little unboxing for you, shall I? I just needed to find something that would help my inner artist, something that would heal the pain of feeling like I was crap for not having written the book, for not having submitted the book. There's a lot of pain around writing for me. There's a lot of pain, I'm not going to lie. So I decided that I would buy myself something nice. It was something that my artist wanted, and she deserves it. She deserves to feel a little bit better about herself, So I got these, and they're hardback because, as you know, I sit back from this table and I write on my knee. I write my morning pages on my knee, and it could sometimes be a bit uncomfortable. So I got the hardback ones, and they're a wee bit more expensive than the others, but I think I'm worth it. And then I started looking at the pens, and I was like, what's a good price but will be fun to use? And that's essentially what I was looking for. It's something that was fun. I have never bought these before, and I knew that they would write nicely. 0.5 millimeters, yeah. And sometimes that's all our inner child needs. She just needs to be spoiled a little bit. She doesn't need a palace. She doesn't need, you know, lunch at the Ritz. She just needs something that her heart desires, like a funky pen. Oh my gosh, if you felt this. Oh, it's all rubbery and yummy. And that's all smooth and yummy. And it's all kind of like a hexagon. Yeah? Let's try it. What kind of things can you do to spoil your inner child a little bit today? Maybe you did something over the weekend. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear. It could be just picking daisies and making a daisy chain. What is it that your artist yearns for? What is she? What pain is she suffering? And how can we alleviate that a little bit? You know? Let's do the pen test. Ooh, so exciting. Okay. Yeah, it flows nicely. Oh, it flows quite nicely. There's a tiny, tiny bit of resistance. There's no harm in that. Mandakini says, I'm going to have a long, lazy bath later in the afternoon. Lovely. Long, lazy, later. Long and lazy and later. Lovely. Well, enjoy that, Mandakini. That would be lovely. Candles, books, glass of wine, maybe. Glass of wine in the afternoon. God, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think we like these pens. I think we like these pens. That's what's coming out of me today. So that's okay. Yeah, absolutely. I have a gentleman in the house. Yeah, some music. Ludovico would be lovely, wouldn't he? Yeah, perfect. Just, that sounds perfect, Mandakini. Yeah, absolutely. So I have a gentleman in the house who is doing some work for us, and he told me the story this morning where I said, how long have you been working for yourself? And he goes, 25 years. And he explained how he started off as an accountant. And thanks. Yeah, you can see the contentment in my eyes. Yeah, things are a lot more content. Just, it's funny, isn't it? Just being able to put my hand on something. Go, this is mine. This is my pen. My pen to do with whatever I like. That's, oh God. I love my child. I love this playful thing that she is. And I love her permissive parent. I love the permissive parent that I have become to this little artist, you know. Yeah, lovely. Feeling the love. Thank you for that, Mandakini. And he explained how he started off as an accountant and he was quite miserable, but it paid the bills. And before they got married, or before they had children rather, he said to his wife, listen, I'm really quite unhappy. I really want to do this painting and decorating. And she says, go for it. Yeah. So he had already made a commitment to get married, and obviously that carries with it some expectations that, you know, you're going to pay your way and all this crack. And he said, yeah, so we went for it, you know, and I presume he saved a bit of money and, you know, did it the right way. And he says, I took all of the suits that I was wearing in the accountancy job and I built a bonfire. And I put the suits on the bonfire. I'm like, you didn't burn the suits. He goes, yeah, I burned the suits. And still I'm kind of in shock. He burned the suits, and I'm thinking that's how much he hated the job, and that's how much he loved the new job, that he was willing to say absolutely goodbye, not going back. I said, but you know, what if there was a funeral and someone, and he goes, oh, I would have bought a black suit. I would have been making enough money to buy a black suit. So that lovely courage has lifted me so much this morning, that courage and that strength and the faith in oneself. So I explained to him what I do here with you guys, and the creative recovery program that is the Artist's Way, and I think he's quite taken with it. So yeah, it's quite nice to talk about that kind of thing, and that kind of procedure and process with someone who himself has walked the walk and talked the talk, you know, and has 25 years of a very happy job to show for it, you know, and he has raised and supported his family for all of these years. And it's things like that when I see kind of practical creative jobs paying the bills, that kind of gives me hope, you know, and restores my faith in this process, restores my faith that that we can be practicing creatives if we want to. Still no harm in keeping your creative practice as a hobby, as a mental health habit, something like that, you know. So Eva, for some reason you're not coming up in the counts, but your comments are appearing. So good morning. Hi. How are you? Great to see you. And I see that you had a dream. Hopefully it was a good dream over the weekend, and or maybe this morning. So I hope that you're having a nice weekend. Here it was bonkers. It was really, really busy getting ready for the gentleman who's joined us to do some work downstairs, and also doing kendo national tournaments for the teenager. So yeah, so Eva, you're keeping well. That's great. Good to see you. Hopefully that dream was a nice one. Let me know how your pages are going, and we might get started soon. I am going to use my very special pen. On my writing, on my own kind of creative practice, I'll just fill you in on that. And as you know, I have explained to you many times that I have quite a block around it, quite difficult feelings around writing. And so I parked writing about 3 or 4 years ago, and I had to go to a friend who's also a writer, and I said, listen, we've been pursuing this separately for many years, and I need a break, but I also need permission from someone to do it. I have been unable to grant that permission for myself. And she and I sat for about an hour, and she said, you know, I hear you, and I think you're doing the right thing. I think you will never quite give up on writing, but you need to walk away for now. And the authorization that this gave to me was tremendous. It still left me feeling very unsettled, left me feeling unsure, but because she had my back, and because I love and respect her, it was easier for me to kind of park it, you know, and say, okay, I'll keep doing something creative. I'll go make art, and I'll go make art seriously. And now I'm finding that it might be time to give some time and love to the writing. So I have been 3 weeks on a 6-week writing course that is absolutely feeding me and filling me with joy. Absolutely loving the Tuesday nights. A little bit afraid of what will happen at the end of the Tuesday nights when those 6 weeks finish. But the teacher who's leading it is very much focused on getting us off the ground. She's focused on giving us raw materials and the practice of writing freely. So our practice here on our daily morning pages is such a help to that. I knew it would be, but it is particularly helpful to me to be able to write freely, you know. So thank you for coming and making this happen. I know I run it and whatever, but I turn up every day for yous, you know, and for this camaraderie and this community, because it helps me, and it also gives me lots of raw material for writing, you know. And what I'll do after the 6 weeks, I can't worry too much about. Eva says, I was dreaming about answering an English King Edward. Think the dream reminds me of this writing time. That's brilliant, yeah. Really good. That's fantastic. It's funny the things that come up in our heads when we're dreaming, isn't it? But I'm so glad that this time is helping, you know. Yeah, so on mine, it's the practice of getting into free writing, and the freedom that comes with that is really helpful at the moment, you know. Right, let's get going on our pages. It is 1:15, jeepers. We're doing 10 minutes of our stream of consciousness, yeah? And it's a great time to bring your moans and your secrets, you know. Mandakini says it resonates, it's answering the call, and it's just disappeared, the creative urge. Yes, I got that. The creative urge is there. We just have to answer it somehow. That could be art, or it could be doodling, it could be gardening, it could be hip hop, you know, but answer that creative urge. Pay attention to it here. All right. Are you ready? Are you steady? We're going to go. Okay. And 10 minutes. Off we go. There's our time. I just want to keep going. I just want to keep going today. Yeah, just can't do it. I'm not going to do it to you. Not today anyway, okay? Yeah, I'm just feeling that urge. I'm feeling that impatience. And there's just this push-pull thing going on for me. That can happen. The pull to keep going. And the push of time, you know. And there's definitely an anxiety here, you know. Too much information. Okay, I'm going to give you 1 minute of a review. Okay, so go back with a different color if you like. Let's go crazy. And let's go. Okay. Gee, that time just flies, doesn't it? It really flies by. I know for me, what came out of there was something pretty wow, even in the review. Truths come out in this practice. Truths come out of us. And if that can happen in 10 minutes, I'm heartened by that. I'm lifted by that. I'm really glad that I do these. I'm really glad that I go back over and review and acknowledge, and I'm aware that, God, this is wow. This is, and I wrote the word wow on the thing that I discovered, you know. So I'm just sitting with that. Sitting with the discomfort. I'm sitting with the pleasure. Everything's fighting this morning. Everything is conflicting this morning. But I'm glad to do it, and I'm glad to be here. So, and it's really better out than in. It's always better out than in. It's out. It's safe here on this page. It's safe. If I want to go back to it and read, I can. I always end, well, don't always end, but this morning I ended up with a heart to say it's okay. It's okay. All right, let's do our 3 deep breaths. You ready? Hold it for 4. Dropping my shoulders. Eva is mixing English and Swedish this morning. Yeah. I think by and large you do your pages in Swedish, don't you, Eva? And look, there's value in doing it in your second tongue or your native, you know, just depends on how you're feeling. So that mixture is a lovely way of doing it, isn't it? Guys, thanks for joining me. I'm going to get on with my day, and I will see you tomorrow. So we're doing this 5 days a week. Tuesday, Monday to Thursday we do just the 10 minutes. We do a short bit of connection. We practice. We are literally, this is our practice. We are practicing getting this stuff down through the arm and out onto the thing. I know that sounds bonkers, but you know, that's how I explain it. We're practicing that. It means that come Friday, if we decide to do the 45 minutes worth of time, that the hard work has been done, the seal has been broken, the practice is there, the muscle memory is you know, done for us, and we're more able to access ourselves. We're more able to access our I just want to get that. Your son's second name is Edward, and C.S. Lewis. Great. That's I'm sorry. I've changed the device this morning, and my chats are disappearing again. So, but yeah, thank you for sharing that, Eva. Sorry. Edward. Were we talking about an Edward? Ah, yes. Mandakini says, interesting, so many connections. Yeah, there's a lot of connections, isn't there? And I just think that's part of what this is all about, is drawing the dots and connecting the dots, you know, and trying to find sense in ourselves and sense in our day and sense in our lives. So on Friday we go longer, and we practice this 5 days a week. We just take a break at the weekend, you know. So if you that's lovely, Madeleine. If you know of anyone who would benefit from this, please let them know. I do say it once or twice on the Facebook group, but I don't want to get too in their face. And this isn't everyone's cup of tea, you know, especially the rambling bit. I'm all over the place today. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye for now, guys. Take care. I'll try and catch any disappearing chats, and I'll turn it off as well. All right, bye.